Hello everybody, this is Sebastian Furtado and welcome to my channel. Today we'll be talking about a favorite of many from Guerlain and the L'Art et la Matière collection. It came out in 2005, I believe, and the perfumer behind it is Daniela Andrier. I don't know how to say her last name properly because she was born in Germany, so I don't know how to say that, how to pronounce her last name properly. So yes, and it came out in 2005. This was the original bottle, as discussed a few times here already, and showed not for this specific fragrance, but for the collection. That was the very first design of the bottle, and today it is looking like this. This is from Guerlain's official website. Oops, I'm trying out. It's quite beautiful. Yes, so before I go on with the perfume, I would like to introduce you to something that Guerlain does. I do believe I have mentioned this before, but I have all the perfumes from the L'Art et la Matière, but not all of them in their bottles that they come in from factory, meaning they are in B bottles like this. So as you can see, I have Angélique Noire, but I don't have it in neither previous versions of the L'Art et la Matière bottles. I have it in the B bottle. This is the colored B bottle that I have. Mine is red. I thought it was quite fitting for this perfume because even though it doesn't have a red vibe, but it goes well with it. From the bottle, from the colors that they had available at the time for the B bottle, this was my favorite one for this perfume. So yes, I quite enjoyed. So this is 125 ml, almost double the size of this of the previous bottles. They were 75 ml. Now they're coming at 100 ml, and this is how they come when you buy them from the boutique in filled in a B bottle of your choice. So I have this 125 ml, and I have it in a 250 ml as well in a gold B bottle. I don't believe I've showed you any gold B bottle yet, but this is how they come. So this one also comes in the same box as this. I personally love this box. I think it's quite elegant. It's very simple, very refined. I quite like the look of this box quite well. It has the same design all around, and the bottom it says 250 ml, and then let me cover my face. A B doré, which is golden B, and on top I put the sticker Angélique Noire. It's quite simple and quite elegant. I really like it. And this is a B bottle, a gold B bottle. This is 250 ml of Angélique Noire. I haven't used this yet because I am a little bit more than halfway through this one. So yes, I got sorry, and then I got these B bottles that are for traveling. They're 30 ml. They're quite adorable. This is the only time that I like the B bottle frosted, because as you probably know, before the current edition of the perfumes that are classical, historical, such as Chanade, l'instant du Guerlain, no, l'instant, yes, l'instant du Guerlain, l'instant magique, Vol de nuit, eau de toilette, and a few more. They were in B bottles. Samzara was also one of them, and they were in pretty much a larger size bottle of this 50, 30, also I believe in 100 ml, and I didn't like them in this bottle. 30 ml, yes, because it's really cute, but not 50 and 100. And now they're in the inverted heart shape bottle, which I think it's quite beautiful. So let me spray this beauty. Yeah, this is pretty much it, because it's a quite, I find this quite strong. Right from the opening, there's something that it's very sweet, but then right away it's balanced out by this a tiny little bit of bitterness. There's something bitter, but it's always very sweet, and a floral aspect. And because Angelica is a flower, and it's let me see if I find a picture of it here, and apparently it's quite bitter. I've never smelled it myself, so I'm not able to speak properly about what it smells like, but so far I've been told that it's quite bitter and green. So if that's the case, I believe it is very well depicted here. Is that the right word? Angelica. I brought in something else. Angelica flower. All right. Yes, here it is. Yes, this is what the Angelica, which is Angélique in French, is looks like. Images. You can have an idea. Yeah, I actually should get my nose on this whenever possible. I don't know if we have that in the region where I live. My guess is not, but I should track this down and smell it. Yeah, now that sweetness, it's very well balanced with the greenery and this bitterness, but it's very so subtle. It's quite. Let's see what Guerlain has to say about this perfume, and then I'll see if I agree or not with it. A contrasting, bittersweet interpretation of Angelica. In this veritable olfactory theater, Angélique Noire performs a spectacular choreography of opposites, all too often weakly dosed due to its difficult bitterness. The Angelica flower now unveils itself after coming into contact with opulent vanilla, its powerful and fascinating opposite. Accompanied by pink pepper and cedar, the contrast is overwhelming. The fragrance artist's touch, half angel, half demon, the verdant, crisp and herbal bitterness of Angelica is kept at bay by the enveloping sweetness of vanilla. If it were ballet, Swan Lake by Piotr Tchaikovsky. Like it in this classic ballet in which white swan and black swan are locked in merciless struggle, Angélique Noire portrays a bittersweet confrontation. Seldom used by perfumers, Angelica is distinguished by its verdant bitter notes, bringing to the fragrances of breath of freshness right from the top. Angélique Noire incorporates two essences produced in France, namely Angelica seed essence and Angelica root essence. I don't know what these smell like, so I do get that contrast that it's spoken by them, it's mentioned by them. But it's in this contrast, if this were a dwelling, not dwelling, but fist fight, let's say, I would say the vanilla wins. To me, the Angelica, it's mostly here as a hook, not hook, but as an anchor for the vanilla to prevent it from being too sweet. So to me it works that way. The Angelica, it's here, it's quite green, it's quite bitter, but the main star is the vanilla, because to me this is sweeter than bitter to me, if that makes any sense. It's a very green vanilla. It's quite gorgeous actually. It took me some time to understand this perfume and actually fall in love with it, like pretty much most of at least 0.5% of the perfumes I have. There was a lot of trying, there was a lot of samples that I used to then come to the point that I said, okay, I really like this, and eventually got the perfume, the bottle. So yeah, it's very subtle, very smooth, very soft. It's not sharp in any way. It's a very good balance of the greenery of the Angelica and the sweetness and creaminess of the vanilla. Because yeah, the vanilla is not like the super sweet pinkish, cotton candy or baked vanilla. It's very much the classic Guerlain vanilla, dark and resinous and rich, and it's really well done. Really well done. I remember I didn't care for this perfume at all. I even gave my first sample to a friend of mine, and one day he was wearing it and he said, "What are you wearing? It smells really good." And I said, "Oh, I'm wearing the sample of Angélique Noire you gave." And I said, "Really?" So that was the first time he actually caught my attention, and then I asked for another sample. I got it, and then I wore the whole sample, and then a few more after that. And so I said, "Okay, yeah, I have to get the bottle." So I got the bottle, and it is a big love. So to me, I don't think it changes that much. It's if anything, the vanilla tones down a little bit deep down and the dry down, and but so does the greenery, so does the green aspect of the Angelica, and it doesn't really change much. From the opening until the time it pretty much disappears from my skin. It's quite shouldn't say very linear, but it has very subtle changes. It doesn't change that much as Neroli ou Trou Noir does on me, as an example. But it's really to showcase the beauty of Angelica flower, embraced by vanilla. It's a really beautiful perfume. If you can get your nose in it, please do so, because it's very much worth smelling. And if, like me, you also don't like it when you first try it again after 3 weeks, a month, and then try again, because you will you might end up liking it, like it happened to me. So don't dismiss it at first. If you don't like it, just try again. Beautiful. So let me see what other people say the other notes are, because I don't really detect a lot more other than I said already. Pear, pink pepper, like Guerlain says on the website, jasmine, caraway, Angelica, cedar. I don't get a lot of cedar. No, I don't get pear either. Pear, it's probably here as freshness in the opening. That would be my guess. And the pink pepper, I am able to detect the pink pepper, but in the very opening, like as soon as you spray it, I get the pink pepper, and then it kind of goes away. But that's pretty much it to me. So I hope you liked it, and I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, day, evening, night, wherever you are in the world. And the world does need more beauty lovers. And thank you so much for your time. Bye.